again, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tillier, and I will not make you wait too long as we go right into the next chapter of Percy Might Be a God. At least Odysseus thinks so. Written by Avesrinapproved on AO3. Chapter 10. The Truth. As they start to get closer to the strait, they hear the roar of Charybdis as she sucks down gallons of water. Quiet at first, then louder and louder as they get closer, until it is almost overbearing. Odysseus orders his men into the hulls of the ships and away from the blood-stained cliffs that are just out from Scylla's island. Percy follows them down, sitting in the middle of the hull and closing his eyes so he can focus over the sound of Charybdis, but Nico stays up on the deck of the ship.
Nico! Did you not hear me? Get below deck!
Odysseus calls to him over the dim.
I can't!
Nico calls back. With this much noise, I won't be able to know if she's eating them unless I'm watching. Their boats lurch and rock. They don't have time to argue this. He just has to trust him. Odysseus gives him one last look before he heads down, leaving Nico to handle Scylla. Sitting in the hull of the ship, it almost feels like they're back in Troy, silently sitting and waiting to see if their ruse works. Odysseus tries to strain his ears to make sense of what's happening on the deck above him, the sounds of Charybdis overbearing. Is the boat rocking because of Scylla or Charybdis? Was that a scream? The boat rocks violently, knocking men into each other, and Odysseus swears Scylla has picked up their ship. But soon the waves lessen. We're through. Will calls from his spot next to the exit as he stands. Odysseus breathes for what feels like the first time during this entire endeavor, and follows Will up. Nico is staring out over the back of his ship, watching as the other ships pass by Scylla one by one. Skeleton, he says quietly as he watches her head dart down and snatch up a body. Skeleton. 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 He notes after each attack. Even though Odysseus can't tell himself whether he's got a skeleton or man, there should be no one on deck. But Nico still keeps track of every single one lost, until the last boat escapes out of their reach. Only then does he look away, letting the few lucky skeletons crumple into piles of bones.
That was amazing, he tells Nico. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, of course. Nico nods, swaying a bit. Will gently wraps his arm around his partner. All right, come on, Skeleton King. You need a nap, he says, guiding Nico into a nice place to sleep.
You too, Percy, Odysseus orders. You've done enough. My man can row.
I'm good. The storm wasn't even that bad, Percy dismisses. I can just... Will cuts him off with a sharp look. I'll rest. Percy relents, moving to sit. Odysseus smiles softly. They're such sweet kids, always wanting to help. This whole time they've done nothing but help them out. They deserve to rest. They all do. His poor men haven't gotten nearly the break he promised they would, and they're starting to look haggard. But for now, they must continue on. We've been wondering for a while now. It feels like every time we run into anyone with power, they note that you don't belong here. Why is that? He turns to Annabeth for answers. I told you,
demigods aren't meant to leave camp. She starts. Yes, I know you said that, but you have told many stories of your quests. Why is this one different? Do you now not belong? Odysseus presses, drawing the attention of others. Annabeth looks away, debating whether or not she's going to reveal whatever they have been hiding. We don't belong here because our camp is from about 3,000 years in the future? Nico answers him from the crook of his boyfriend's arms. Annabeth shooting him a look. I don't see a point of keeping it a secret, Nico says to her, shrugging. Odysseus looks between them. 3,000! No wonder they say you are not meant to be here, he mumbles as he processes this. We weren't going to tell you. We didn't want to freak you out too much, she says pointedly at Nico. We've already freaked them out, Nico notes. This is different, she argues. They are used to gods and powers and such, not time travel. What were you looking for? In the storm, you told Percy we were too early. What's there in the future that isn't now? Odysseus interjects. Oh, the wind god's island. In your myth, that's how you get the storm to end. Annabeth confesses. Myth? He mumbles. There is a myth of this? He gestures around. From Troy all the way till you reach Ithaca some after 2. Percy nods. We learn about you in school. Odysseus looks at him and can't help the chuckle of disbelief. In school? He parrots in amazement. Yeah. Will smiles. Your story is one of the most well-known of Greece. There are songs and plays and books, even a full musical. Though the story we are told is different than the voyage we've been on, he chuckles. Different? Well, I definitely assumed it would be. I don't think it would usually include 4 demigods. Odysseus chuckles, still unable to believe it. How did you get here if you're from the future? Polites asks. Last I remember, we were shadow traveling. I am assuming a god sent us here, Nico says. Why? Eurylochus asks. Because they love fucking with us, Percy informs. Hera once wiped my memory and dropped me off to be trained by wolves, so it's not unusual. Eurylochus' voice falters. Trained by wolves? Do you ever have just a normal day? Polites asks. They all look at each other. Sometimes? But, not really the last few years. Not since the war. Percy admits. Nico shakes his head. Not ever. It depends on what you call normal, really, Annabeth adds. Like, just a day that isn't awful? Perimedes questions. Oh, sure, plenty. I mean, we've just had quite a few, haven't we? Percy gestures around. What about your home? Odysseus questions. How will you get back? I don't know, but Tiresias said our oracle is working on it, so I'm assuming they'll find a way to get us back. Percy says, waving his hand. They look between each other before nodding. Why are you helping us? Eurylochus adds. Well, imagine if you were sent back in time. You didn't know where you were or even what time exactly you were in, and you were unsure of why you were even sent back in time, and then Hercules walked up to you and was like, hey, would you like to join me on my 12 labors? Would you not go with him? Percy says. Are we really as famous as Heracles? Odysseus asks, his chest swelling. Yeah, pretty dang close. Percy nods. Okay, now that we have answered your questions, you have to answer mine, Annabeth says excitedly. She's been waiting for this moment. What do we sound like to you? Do we sound weird? Do we have like odd accents? Or do we sound like we're from somewhere in Greece? What? That is what you want to know? Perimedes asks with a chuckle. Yes! Oh, I've been dying to ask since I first spoke to Odysseus. We do not speak Greek. I mean, I know a little bit of ancient Greek myself. I've been studying, but I am nowhere near fluent, she shares. Ancient? Well, that explains why she looks so confused the first time they talked. You do have an odd tone to you, but I just dismissed it as you being from your camp, Odysseus tells her. Yeah, you sound kind of off. It is not an accent I could identify. I assumed it was just somewhere that we have never visited. Perimedes shrugged. You don't put the right pitch on some words. Eurylochus agrees. She lightens up. Oh, that's because it's an American accent. Oh, that's awesome! American? She has to pause and consider this. Yeah, it's a land probably past where you think the world ends. You would have to sail for many, many years without seeing a single bit of land before you reached it. Oh, and you are from there? They question, trying to wrap their heads around being able to sail for years and not see land. Yes, Annabeth nods. I'm not. Nico says, not originally at least. I'm from around here. It makes sense. His accent is closer to theirs, less noticeable. Here? Where here? You do not sound right either. Perimedes questions. That's because I'm Italian, not technically Greek. Nico explains, and Italy doesn't exist yet. Oh? Italian, and when does Italy exist? Good question. Well, the Roman Empire takes over Greece first, then it becomes Italy sometime after that, Nico says. Around the 1300s, Annabeth mumbles, so 2000 years in the future? They watch them struggling with comprehending this. Okay. Easier question. We will all be dead before Greece is taken. Yes, she chuckles. Long dead. Ah, good. They sigh. That does not seem like a war they want to fight. So, what about our grammar? Is our grammar weird? Annabeth brings the conversation back around. Yes, is the immediate answer from multiple of the men. What about it is weird? She asks excitedly. It's very off, like you're still learning the language, but not? They pause, like you say things wrong, but it's correct as you speak. But it corrects as you speak. Another mumbles, eyes slowly widening. Oh, that's so cool! That is definitely your mom's doing, Percy notes. The men look a bit stunned as they realize how weird this all truly has been. To hear them speak and have it translate mid-sentence, that they hadn't paid it any mind, but now it will haunt them. A little bonus. Once Nico's asleep, he starts to send out his thoughts, searching for Penelope's dreams in the grey and black terrain, feeling quite thankful that Clovis has not been born yet to throw him off course. Penelope luckily is sleeping. Her dreams are messy, mixed with images of war and possible deaths, and just the want for Odysseus to hold him. Lady Penelope? A boy calls to her, pulling her out of her dreams, a pale figure in all black standing at the foot of her bed. She looks at him, brows furrowing, a moment of panic before her look softens, a motherly look. Hello? Who are you? She asks softly. She doesn't understand. But he is a child. Surely he means no harm. Sorry for the intrusion. I'm a demigod your husband has picked up on his way home. He wanted me to tell you he misses you and he's coming," the boy says politely. She perks up at this, moving closer. "He's okay. He's coming home?" She repeats back. When will he be here?" "As soon as the storm clears," Nico promises. "Soon. Please do not rush. Just knowing he's coming is enough to bide me over. I will have to tell his parents of his return." She fusses, moving to get up. "Wait," Nico says quickly, covering his eyes. "Wait, don't get up. Do you have a message for him before I leave?" "Oh, yes, please." She pauses, thinking over all the things she wishes to tell him. "Tell him that we miss him. His mother and father grieve for him every day. His father can't even come in the palace anymore, and his mother will not eat out of worry for him. Telemachus cares for her. He is such a sweet, caring child. He's excited to see his father. He still loves the goat Odysseus carved for him before he left. He carries it just about everywhere. He started to carve his own little figures too. He will go out into the fields as he works and comes back with tons of figures and any interesting stones or feathers. He always sets aside the best of them for when his father comes home for gifts." She chuckles. "Tell him I love him so dearly and that I cannot wait until I can hold him again. But above all, I wish him a safe trip, not a fast one." "I will tell him," Nico agrees, smiling softly to her. And that is it for today, folks. I will see you next week for the next chapter. Take care, everyone. I hope you drink enough, get some sleep, rest, anything to make you feel better. You deserve a break. Don't forget to consider liking and subscribing to help out the channel and to be up to date whenever we post again. In addition, why don't you go and check out the link in the description, which will lead you to the original fanfiction written by Avesrinapproved on AO3. With that, goodbye, my lovelies. Take care of yourselves.